Ismael Valdez.
We're actually going to speak as a group, all the same group. And
I'll be
three
myself.
of us
Yeah.
speak at a time.
We're going to allow 3 people to speak for 3 minutes, and that's it. Okay?
We were told by a councilman that 3 of us could speak at a time and stand up together. I saw men doing that earlier as well.
You can't.
Yeah.
You only get 3 minutes.
Yeah, you get 3 minutes.
3 minutes each, but we get to stand together.
Yeah.
3 minutes total?
No, I'm just gonna here representing myself.
Okay.
For now.
We can still stand together.
So, I just want to point out the
Your name for the record, sir?
For the record, my name is Jose Ismael Valdez. I just want to point out the hypocrisy of how people are texting and making phone calls, yet you're talking about how a hat is disrespectful, while others are walking in and out and making phone calls. Now, the reason I'm here today is to address an issue that is prevalent throughout the United States, and that is the militarization of police departments. While police brutality has always plagued this nation, in recent times, this issue has escalated out of proportions. As you all may already know, over 25% of the world's prison population is in the United States. It has become clear that law enforcement is no longer about justice, but about control. The war on drugs and the war on terror hysteria instills into law enforcement an us versus them mentality. Meanwhile, the Department of Defense unloads military weaponry onto local police departments through their 1033 program. Indeed, even the Webb County Sheriff's Office has received a mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicle, which they used in Iraq. I don't see why a small police department would ever need a mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicle. Which brings me to my next point, the events that occurred on the night of August the 30th, 2014. On that dreadful night, 6 police officers unleashed a barrage of bullets onto Jose Walter Garza. At least 60 shots were fired in less than 5 seconds by 5 police officers who were armed with AR-15s. Now, what this resembles is a military assault. These police officers showed blatant disregard for the lives of the truckers in that truck stop and for other bystanders. Now, there is nothing which can justify the excessive use of force, and that is besides the fact that the gun was fake, that the officers were warned the gun was fake, which brings me to my next point, and that's the press conference that the police held on September the 5th, which we were denied access to. We were trying to expose the account of the security guard, but we were ignored by the local media and by the police department. We were denied access to a public press conference. And a week later, after we made the story go viral online, Laredo Morning Times decides to run the story. Now, the next thing I want to address, I'll actually conclude by reminding you guys that what we put up with today, what we tolerate, our children are going to accept as normal. As of right now, 45,000 SWAT raids are conducted annually. Meanwhile, the intelligence agencies monitor all your conversations under the pretext of keeping you safe from terrorists, which the federal government has been funding. I will conclude there. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Good job, bro.
My name is Veronica Aleman Palacios, and I wrote a poem for you guys. I don't know if any of you have realized that there is a mental revolution happening worldwide. It is the evolution of our species as we awaken and come alive. It is the realization that we are all one, and with the unfair hierarchy, we are done. It is the opening of our eyes to all the hypocrisy and lies, as we come to realize that you all are also humans, perfectly imperfect. Yet you shout orders and illegal commands as if we're the public servants. We came last meeting to voice what we feel is wrong, yet a cap got the most attention through our dialogues. You didn't seem to care what we were concerned about. It seemed, quite frankly, like you just wanted us to get the hell out. But that's okay, there's no hard feelings, because we're genuinely concerned about much bigger things. Like the state of our planet, the land, water, and our air, and how so many laws are so wrong and unfair. Or the men and women who risked their lives for an ideology they were raised to abide by, coming home and being neglected, stripped of the rights they thought they had protected. Or the men and women working 40-plus hour weeks, working relentlessly until they become meek. Or the children at home who are molested and abused, ignored by their lost parents who do nothing but use. or the mentally ill getting shot many times, and unanswered questions as to how this is justified when there were in fact innocent civilians strolling nearby. I don't know if you guys have realized, but there is a mental revolution happening worldwide. Laredo Citizens Against Corruption is part of that movement, and we will and have allied with others who we can find common ground with until solutions are debated, discussed, and implemented into the paradigm structure of our current system. Because there are ways to solve these issues. It's just a matter of pointing out the elephants in the room. So please, councilmen and women, hear us out, because in our hearts there is no doubt that we will find solutions. We must, for things to be fair, balanced, and just. We hope for the day when you too will know in your hearts that this is true. But in the meantime, remember this, we live here too. And we are not going anywhere, so meet with us after. That is, if you really do care.
Thank you, ma'am.
I had a whole speech prepared. I wasn't ready for the whole Captain incident again, so I'm going to recite it anyway.
Your name for the record?
My name is Andres Sanchez. Now, it's been over 1 month since a young man with a history of mental illness was shot and killed in excessive use of police force by 6 members of the Laredo Police Department. Now, of course, one of the greatest difficulties in speaking out about this matter today is that there are still those attempting to equate dissent with disloyalty. However, this is simply untrue. We must stand here before you today and speak out of a greater sense of concern for the current state of affairs within our city and the large gap between residents of our community and our local police force. Now, in order to bridge this gap successfully, we firmly believe that the only ethical and logical way to achieve such a necessary outcome would first be to implement a Citizens Oversight Committee in conjunction with local law enforcement officials as to prevent any future police misconduct and excessive use of deadly force and to promote de-escalation of force. And although I have never worn a badge, I do in fact commend those who have worn it responsibly and protect and serve our community on a daily basis. I admire those individuals. I truly do. However, in light of recent events and the rather unprofessional manner in which a choice few officers conducted themselves, we are met with a deep yet understandable mistrust. Now, I firmly believe that within any society, the intelligent use of police force is a requirement. So in conclusion, I would simply like to end by reiterating my original proposition of the implementation of either an internal or external oversight committee to be headed by those appointed by the members of the council. Now, I truly believe that the successful and responsible application of such a committee would very well prevent future incidents of such ill repute from occurring and staining the reputation of our city. Now, any members of the council who are willing to speak on the matter, I more than welcome you, and I thank you for your time. I truly do. But there is a big gap that we need to bridge. Thank you.
My name is Carlos Alonso Rojas, and I'm here today with Laredo Citizens Against Corruption. We come today to demand all dash cam videos with audio related to the incident of Mr. Garza's overkill by Laredo Police Department. We also demand that you guys implement the LPD to wear body cam, not only for the safety of our citizens, but for the safety of our officers as well. All right, what I have here in front of me is records obtained of the incident where it clearly shows, just so y'all could see, it clearly shows for 4 minutes this person was being shot at, even after an officer stated twice that he does not have the finger on the trigger. 5 minutes. The first time that the shot was fired was at 1:46 a.m. The time of the statement that the hold fire was given was 1:50. 4 minutes. Do you guys think that's justifiable? You think so? What I have here also is documents of use of force. Use of force policy. It clearly states here that the policy of the Laredo Police Department shall be that officers shall use the least amount of force necessary to subdue and or arrest any person. Now, 4 minutes of shooting, you think that's minimal? I don't think so. Now, there's other ways to subdue a person, like a taser that you could shoot 21 feet away. All right. Now, it clearly states here that Laredo police officers are not permitted to fire their weapon under the following circumstances, letter E, when it appears likely that an innocent person may be hit by a shot. How many people were inside that building? How many bullets were shot at that innocent person? You know, and how many shots were missed that hit the building that could have hit an innocent person? Yeah, I just want to leave that to you guys to think about. And I really truly hope that you guys take us seriously. And thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Well,